Okay, that's enough. For this tutorial, you're going to need a square piece of paper. I'm using 8 by 8 inches. I just cut a piece of printer paper square. But you could really use any size of paper. When I make this model, usually I use 3-inch paper right here. It's very, very small compared to the other paper, but I like to use it. It's easy to carry in my pocket, and it helps me increase my finger dexterity. But anyway, let's jump right into it. We're going to need to take the top and fold it to the bottom, therefore folding the paper in half. Okay. Unfold, rotate 90 degrees, and fold in half again. So we have divided our paper into 4 identical squares. Now for this model, we're going to need to divide our paper into 16ths, and I'm going to assume you already know how to do that, and just put this into time lapse. Alright, so I got it folded into 4ths, as you can see, so now we have 16 identical squares, and now into 8ths. Alright, now I got it folded into an 8 by 8 grid, so now we have 64 little squares in here, for those of you still keeping track. Now just one more, we need to divide it into 16ths. Back after the longest time lapse yet, and now for those of you still keeping track, we now have 256 little squares, but that's not important. We want to turn the paper so that you have that all the folds are valley folds, meaning they look like little valleys. If you turn them sideways, look, that's like a little valley, that's like a mountain, that's like a valley, you know what I mean. Anyway, and choose a side to be the bottom of your person. So I want this side to be the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this corner right here, and we're going to fold it so that it touches this point where you have this first square, and then you have the point on the bottom right side of that square. And we are going to fold the bottom right corner to the bottom right corner of that top square, just like that, and crease sharply. Okay, now we're gonna repeat, but with this corner and that square. So fold it all the way up, just like so. Perfect. And crease sharply. And now you'll notice we have some diagonals, like an X, but it doesn't come all the way to the top. And yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna turn it so the mouth and folds are on top. What we're going to do is we're going to take this top row of squares and we're going to fold it up just loosely so it kind of hangs like that. Okay? Now we come to some of the most complicated steps. What we're going to do is we want to, let's kind of zoom in here. I got fancy new zoom. Okay, great. We're going to take this, so we have our top here with this folded up part, and then we're going to take the right side and we're going to take that row of squares and we're going to fold it down like this. Okay, and then when we get to where it meets the diagonal fold, just like push it down like that, so that we have still made the diagonal fold along with this. And then we're going to go to the top side and we're just going to push it down, make this next row of squares so they're making a mountain fold like this. And again, when you get to the diagonal fold, just make it so you still have the diagonal fold folded. Then you're gonna go to the left side and just repeat, fold it down. Okay, it should look something like this. We have this side, the top, and this side. Okay, great. Now, we're gonna do that again, but with all four sides. So we're gonna fold the bottom up, bottom layer of row of squares. We're gonna fold that up until it meets the diagonal fold, and then we're just gonna like pinch it together. And same on this side. Fold it till it meets the diagonal fold and pinch it together. Great. And now we're gonna do the same thing all the way around. So just kind of fold it up. You can just kind of pinch it like that until it meets the diagonal fold, and then just pinch it. Great. And now on the top, just kind of like pinch it up until it meets the diagonal fold, and then just pinch it. Great. And then same thing with this last side. Alright, now it should look something like that. Great. And now you can either turn it over and pinch it into diagonal folds again, which I think is easier, but it takes more time. Or you could come from the bottom and go like that. But since I'm pretending like you haven't made this model before, we're going to turn it over so that these are all valley folds. And we're going to start from the bottom again and pinch up that next layer of squares until we get to the diagonal folds, and then just pinch it. Pinch it. Same on this side. When you get to the diagonal folds, just pinch it. And then do the same all the way around for the square. Pinch. Pinch. And pinch. Great. And now we're going to turn it over again and repeat. I'll do it one more time and then I'll start a time lapse because I think you kind of get it. Pinch. 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 And pinch. Alright, time lapse time. Get to where you just have this little square left. You're just going to push on that middle point and push it down, and then just kind of collapse. Okay? Push down the middle point and collapse. Okay, great. And you'll notice we have this one row of squares that has nothing on it. It's not been folded at all, and that's great. Okay? So you can kind of start to see the arms and the legs. But what we need to do now is pull the head out of there. So let's do that. What we're going to do is we're going to like reach behind. Here, I'll turn it over. And we're just going to push out this area like that. Okay? We're just going to remake this fold that goes all the way up through. Turn it back over. What we want to do is there will be another fold. See where we have this fold right here? We just want to make that fold going all the way up. Just like pinch it and use your finger behind for support. Okay? And then do the same on this side. Just pinch this fold all the way up. So now we should have like a 2 wide row of creases. And that's great. Now let's kind of make that more defined. Okay? There we got our row of creases. And the head is going to be these creases right here. That's where the head's going to be. Okay? So now we need to pull the arms back out, because when we were pulling the head and the body, we kind of unmade the arms. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold down this top row of squares, just like that. And that's going to make the top of the head. And now we need to remake the arm. Now, this is one of the more complicated parts. So what we want to do is we want to take, and we want to fold, here I'm going to use my pencil because my finger's too fat. We want to take, and we want to make a fold, a diagonal fold that goes straight from this corner to this corner. So, kind of like that, if my hand wasn't so shaky. Okay? So, we're going to make this fold into a valley fold. Just like that. Just kind of pinch it. Pinch it down. And then when we get to here, you'll like pinch it, and then just press down and collapse. Okay? So, you're pinching, pinching. When we get here, just press down. Great. You can kind of start to see the head coming together at this point. Okay? And now, what we're going to do is we're going to do something akin to what we did earlier when we like collapsed all the rows of creases in. what we want to do is now we want to make a mountain fold on that fold right there. Okay, so we're gonna first we want to make this row of creases into a mountain fold. So we're gonna put our finger behind for support, and we're just gonna like push it out like that. Okay, great. And then when we get to where we want the diagonal fold to be, we have our finger behind for support. Finger behind for support, and we can just like pinch it closed. See? So we have our finger here, and then just pinch it. Great. And as you can see, that will have made a diagonal fold directly on my little line. Okay? And now we also just wanted to make a diagonal fold that goes from this corner to this corner on the same row. So we have this diagonal fold that we just made, then we have this. Okay? So what we're going to do to make that is we're just going to push this row of squares back down, and when we get to there, just kind of fold it down. Just fold it down. Pretty simple. Okay. Now you can start to see the beginnings of the arms coming together. You can really start to see the head there. Alright, just a few more. So next we want to make diagonal folds from here to here, and from here to here. Just like that. So what we're going to do is we want to make this fold a valley fold. So this little shape I've made right here, that's all going to be valley folds. So first we want to make the straight one, and then we'll just come along and like pinch this, and then pinch this. Okay? And we're almost there with the arm now, funnily enough. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to come behind, and we'll have this too wide row of creases, and we want to make folds that go to here and folds that go to there. Kind of like a little triangle of creases. Okay? So, we're just going to collapse this fold, and just like that. So we have this row of creases. We're just collapsing this row of creases. And when we get up to here, we're going to grab the arm and just pinch it, and then push it up against it, and just like kind of pinch it like that. If you turn it back over, you'll see we have the rough image of an arm. Now we're going to repeat that on the other side. And I don't know how you feel about that. So, now would be a good time to quit if you don't want to continue the model. But if you do want to continue, then you just repeat everything on the other side. Basically, what you want to do, I'll just draw it out for you here, is just pinch this crease. Okay. And then you go to the next layer and pinch these diagonal creases. There's a lot of diagonal crease making here. And then you go to the next layer and you pinch these diagonal creases. And then you turn over for the last layer and you pinch those diagonal creases. Now, if that was too fast for you, you can either go back and watch me make this arm again, or you can like slow this down. But yeah, now we have the arms, we have the legs. Let's collapse the body, because this doesn't look too nice. So we're just gonna like push it up all the way until the head. We want to leave like a little box of 4 creases here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pinch, pinch. Let's fold the arms down with the body for now. Keep on pinching, and you're gonna have your finger behind inside the head so that we make sure we don't fold it down. And just keep on pinching. And what you're gonna end up doing as you pinch is that you're gonna end up making, guess what, more diagonal folds in there. Just pinch, 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 and then boom, you got that. And just kind of like fold it back and forth to get those creases nice and strong. Then you can fold the arms back up, collapse it, as you can see, we have the roughness of a human. And you could just leave it here and say, oh yeah, this is a human. Or you can continue and make it look even better. Like, give it feet and stuff. Anyway, so what I like to do first is make the legs. So first, to make the legs look nice, is what we're gonna do is like fold them in half. See, we have our legs, and we're just gonna like pinch it in half, like so, all the way down. Okay, pinch, pinch, and when you get up to the waist area here, it's just gonna like leave a little triangle, but that's fine. That's okay. Okay, like that, and then unfold, because that was just a foundation crease. Okay, we got all those pinches in there. Okay, and now we're gonna repeat on the other leg. Just pinch it in half. Okay, like so. Okay, then you're gonna unfold. Now, I personally think this body is a bit too long. I don't know about you. So what I like to do is, this might pain some of you. We're gonna open it all up. Don't worry, it'll be really easy to refold. And we'll have this crease that goes straight through the middle of the model. We're gonna remake that crease, just like so. And then there's gonna be another crease right above it. We're gonna make that crease a valley fold. And then just like fold on top, like so. Okay, and that shortens up the model and shortens the body. Okay, now to remake it, you'll see this is a mountain fold, so you're just gonna remake that mountain fold. This is a valley fold, so you're gonna remake that valley fold. This is a mountain fold, so you remake the mountain fold. You get it. You just kind of collapse it back together. Okay? Great. And then same thing on the other side. Mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain, valley. Great. Collapse the arm back together. And then you recollapse the body. And this will make the top of the legs a bit thicker, but I personally think that works because, I don't know, it just does, no question. Okay, and then we're gonna refold the legs in half, so we're just gonna re-pinch them in half. Okay? Pinch, 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 pinch. Okay. Now next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the feet. So I think it looks nice to go 2 creases up from the bottom. So 2 creases up, like that. And I think, to me, that looks like a good foot length. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna remake the pinches on both the foot and the leg, and it'll make this weird little shape. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our fingernail and like push it down, so that it kind of starts to, I don't know what you would call that, but it does that, and then just collapse it back, and then push it together, and you got a foot. Okay, repeat on this side. Go 2 creases up. Okay, so we have our 2 creases. We're just gonna recollapse it, and then push with our thumb. Alright, and we got our feet. Anyway, now we need knees, because this guy's looking pretty straight-legged right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go about like halfway up the leg and open up the crease, like that. Then we're going to fold the heel all the way up to where the 2 legs intersect, and make a little pinch, just pinch it there. And then, leave that pinch. You're just going to start to remake the fold in half of the legs. But as you do it, just like pinch it all the way up towards the knees, and you'll get that like diamond shape, and that makes a knee. Pretty nice. And then repeat on the other side. Take the heel, fold it all the way up to the intersection of the legs, pinch it, and then just remake the folds around that knee fold. Alright, and then we got 2 knees. And the legs are pretty fine and dandy. If you wanted, you could like fold them forward a bit, just like twist them so the feet are facing more forward, but you don't have to do that. Okay, next let's make the arms, because they're kind of looking like boards right now compared to these very fine legs. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the legs, where we just fold it in half, but we're not going to fold it in half all the way. We're going to start near the shoulder, and then we're just going to pinch and pinch towards the arm, towards the hand. But as we get towards the hand, what we're going to do is we're just going to, when you have about like this much left, you're just going to like push it down, and then fold the remainder back up. And that's how I do my hands. They don't need to be real detailed, it'll still look fine. Okay, and there you have most of an arm. And then you just kind of choose one of the folds and fold it up, and that'll make the elbow. And see how much better that arm looks than this arm? This arm's like a board, this arm's like an arm. Okay. So now we're gonna fold this arm too. Start near the shoulder, and as you get further down towards the hand, eventually you're just gonna push it down and push it back up. And that will make your arm. Then you just fold it up for the elbow. Like so. Now we're almost done. You could stop here, but one last thing I like to do is kind of open up the body and just kind of pinch the body in half too. That gives it just a little more shape and makes it look a tiny bit more realistic. So open up, put your thumb inside, and then just kind of push it in half around your thumb. And then just kind of close it up, and there you go. You got yourself a person, and he has a neck, unlike some of the past designs. I designed this myself, for those of you who don't know it. Yeah, and he can kind of like, you know, walk around. If you balance him correctly, you can kind of like push out his feet. He can even stand up. Let's see if I can get him to do it. Oh, no. See? There. Stands up. Let's... Yeah, all standing up. You know, like you do. Anyway, thanks for watching.